welcome everyone to a new episode of Gaikoku Gamers Bytesized. This is Mike Frazier, the other half of Gaikoku Gamers. I've been out of the running for a while. I've been having camera issues and I was in search for a new camera and found one. It's great quality, absolutely loving it, and able to do new videos now. Wow, it feels like it's been forever since I've put up my last video, and I feel really bad about that, but now I'm back in the game and able to shoot some news videos, reviews, and some classic gaming stuff as well. Now, I've always been a gamer, been gaming since the late 70s. Late 70s, probably 77, 78, so yeah, I've been gaming a while. And one thing that's always been near and dear to my heart is classic arcade games. And I've played them all growing up throughout the years, and was sad to see arcades decline and pretty much in most places in North America go away, especially around here. And moved on to MAME. Love MAME. Whoever designed MAME, that's brilliant. It's so much work goes into making these games work, and when everything works perfectly, they're arcade perfect. And aside from collections you can get on different various systems, I always found there was always something a little different, whether it's colorization, the sound, or the controls just didn't feel right. But I always harken back to MAME. Now I love modern gaming. I love my Xbox One, play it all the time. But one thing that I always like to fall back to are the classic games. Yeah, I like playing the NES, the Genesis, the Master System, the TurboGrafx, the 3DO. I love those systems, but for classic games, it's always been to me the arcade games. I love them, and I wanted an easy way to play them on my TV in the living room without having to bring down my PC and hook it up and run through MAME and all that mumbo jumbo. Well, I had a Nuya, bought that for emulation. It worked for about a couple months, and then the controller went south. And when that controller goes south, at least for me, it went south. I mean, you sync it up, you start using it, and about maybe a minute later, it starts running through menus by itself, it's selecting things by itself, you can't control it, you take the batteries out, put it back in, you turn off the system, unplug it, resync it. It was a headache, and it made not only classic gaming on the Wii, but running XBMC one hell of a time, because there's a lot of menus and a lot of things to select in XBMC if you have the plugins, and it's just going through menus while you're sitting there and it starts selecting options and trying to watch a movie or something. It was a headache. There was one system I've always wanted to bring back to my life, and that was the original Xbox. I love the original Xbox. It's been a long time since I actually owned one and actually played it. This time, found one for cheap. I made a deal with the guy, got it, and got some games, went out to a used game store, picked up some original Xbox games, was having a lot of fun. And then, I started looking around to see what else you can do with it, maybe see if you can mod it, because, I've, used to mod the Wii, played emulators on the Wii, what have you, and whatnot. And sure enough, there's two ways to mod the Xbox. One was with a mod chip. Don't like soldering, so I was like, I don't want to, open it up, mess up a solder, then ruin my Xbox, and have to go get another one. The other one was the soft mod, and there was two ways to do the soft mod. Well, one was with, you needed a game. It has to be Agent Under Fire, Assault 1, or the original Splinter Cell. All had to be Black Label. It couldn't be Classic Editions, which is in the UK, which actually I think maybe the Classic Editions may work now, or here in North America it couldn't be the Platinum Editions. There was an exploit in the original Black Label games that allowed this to happen. And you either needed a memory card with the mod installer and the save file for whatever game you were using, or you could use an Xbox to female USB and plug in a USB thumbstick. There was a whole list of thumbsticks that were working for the Xbox. Some people used up as high as 4 to 8 gigs. I had a couple 4 and a 1 gig laying around, so I thought I'll be safe. So I purchased the Xbox controller to female USB, very cheap, a couple bucks from China. It took forever to get here though. Picked up Splinter Cell, couple bucks, and was ready to go. Fortunately, when everything came to fruition, the USB drives didn't work. So I thought, great, now I have to wait, I'll have to order one, wait, and then it hit me. I saw on the list that some HP cameras were able to be used. Now I have an HP high definition video camera, so why not try that? It's got a USB connection, it's got a 4 gig media card in it, probably it's not going to work. But sure enough, I hooked it up, and away it went. It found the media card formatted for the Xbox. I was good to go. So I ended up modding it, put on CoinOps, which pretty much plays every system under the sun. Though I mainly use CoinOps for just the arcade games, and I get the other emulators for whatever system that I feel like playing. Now, like Daryl with the EverDrive, you have to get ROMs. Where he showed you in the last video, you can get pretty much any ROM for any system you want there. Don't condone it. I mean, that's up to you if you want to do it that way. I know a lot of purists that you should only be playing these games on the original systems. Well, you know, the original system I'm playing, aside from arcade, I own, and it's just I don't have the room to keep hooking them up and hooking. I just want to sit back at the end of the day, sit down and play a few games. I found this was the easiest way for me to do it, and it got me out of the PC chair. So I do a lot of editing. I work on a PC all day. I don't want to sit in front of the PC and play games. That's one reason why I'm not a PC gamer anymore. I'm just pretty much a console gamer. And yeah, so I have it down sitting next to my Xbox One, hooked into the HD TV. Everything looks fabulous. That's the great thing about the emulators. There's filters that you can use, and it really makes things pop on an HD TV. Most of these old systems through composite cables don't look well, and some of them even through HDMI just do not cut it. And this was a great way for me to sit back and play the arcade classics that I grew up with. It was better than sitting in front of the computer in the small screen and then fighting with the Ouya controller. For me, this really hit home. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to go show you step by step of what's needed and how to properly mod your original Xbox, and show you how to swap out a hard drive. I put in a 120 gig hard drive in my Xbox so I can add more stuff. You can use the stock drive. It's 8 gigs. You have about 4.5 gigs free. It's not a lot to work with, but it does work for a small install of CoinOps. So what are we waiting for? Let's get this thing started. Now, we have the parts. We have the cable, the Xbox, the controller, and everything else needed. First off, this is my media card that I used. This HP high definition camcorder. It has a 4 gig media card in it, and I connected with using a USB cable to the Xbox with this. This is a female USB end, and this is an Xbox controller port end. This is a cable. I don't know if you can see it here. This is what you would use to connect your media card to. And once your media card's inserted, you'll get a screen that will pretty much say files are damaged, needs to be formatted. If you get that screen or something close to that screen, that means it's worked. It's formatted the media card for the Xbox to be able to read it. Next, if you get files damaged, cannot use media, that means it's not recognized. It's recognized that there's something plugged in, but it can't use that specific media card. Now, once that's done, the next step is to go to your computer. And when you plug the media card then into the computer will recognize it and say, oh, this is not an established file system. Do you wish to format this now? You want to make sure you say no. Because there is a program you'll need to recognize the media card to bring over the save file as well as the mod installer. Now, you can find those pretty much anywhere online. I'm not going to show you where to go get them. Probably the ISO zone has those files that you need. And the program that you need, I believe, is Xconnect 360. And this is what's used to write to a flash drive that's going to be used with an Xbox or an Xbox 360. And that's after it's been formatted by the Xbox, of course. When that comes up and you run that program, slap your media card in, you'll see in the left-hand box that it will say partition, and you'll slap your files in that partition. And like I said, there should be two, a mod one installer, usually this is named Linux, and save file for whatever game. All of them come with save files for Mech Assault, Agent Under Fire, 007, and Splinter Cell. Once all that's done, then you'll come over back to your Xbox and plug in this cable, plug in your flash drive, in my case, camcorder, and it may say it's formatted again. Don't worry about that. Mine counts it. Oh, you can't find the media is corrupted formatting now. Don't worry about that. Once you're in your original Xbox dashboard, you'd go to memory and then choose your media card. It's usually on the hard disk, and when you choose your media card, that's your flash drive that you're using. You'll want to copy both of those files to the hard drive themselves. I had to do it one at a time because with both on there, it couldn't copy the Linux installer mod over because it pretty much takes the whole size of the card. Even though both files fit on there fine, it just didn't have enough the buffer room to copy the file over. Once those files are copied over, then you pop in your game. You unhook your flash drive, you're done with it. You pop in Splinter Cell, Agent Under Fire 007, or Mech Assault 1, all black label. Again, don't get the platinum editions. Plug in your controller, boot the game. Once you log into, say, Splinter Cell, this is the game I use. You select start. You load your game. And once you'll see the profile's Linux, you load that, and then choose checkpoints. And then when you start from there, it will immediately load into the launcher for the mod. Now when the mod starts up, first thing you want to do is back up EEPROM, and then once that's backed up, you'll start the mod, and that will bring over either Unleashed X or Evo. You have a choice of what dashboard you want. I use Unleashed X. I like that dashboard better than Evo. So once that's done, let it run its course. It's not that long, the mod. And then once that's all done, you reboot your Xbox and you take out your game. You don't need Splinter Cell anymore. And then when it boots back up, it should boot back up into the Unleashed X. Well, there you have it, folks. That was a quick and dirty way of booting into Unleashed X and modding your Xbox. This is just part one to a multi-part tutorial. Hope you enjoyed this video. This is Mike from Gaikoku Gamers Bytesized. Look forward soon to part 2, which is, again, physically taking apart the Xbox using torque screwdrivers. 20, 10, and 15. These are needed in order to fully take apart the Xbox casing off there and the drive housing, as well as swapping out the drive. Hope you enjoy this episode of Gaikoku Gamers Bytesized. Don't forget to follow on YouTube, like and comment. We always love to hear from the fellow fans and viewers of our videos. So if you have any questions, just leave a comment, and we usually get back to you rather quickly. So don't be shy. Again, this is Mike. Keep it safe.